that is not good. My stomach just hit the pits. Oh, well, we're gonna find out. Oh man, I wish I hadn't done that. Hey everybody, you know how many times I say that? It's incredible. Alright, so we're working on setting up the exhaust 4 miles. It's Saturday, we're at 2 weeks since we started a project. We're really close, and I ran into a little bit of a snag with the exhaust. The header seemed to fit fine. I think I need to dent this one tube here, the first tube, at the drive shaft to give me some more clearance there, because it basically just rubs the steering shaft. But whoa, doing a wheelie here. Here's our main problem, is that, you know, granted they are $200 you know, 215 headers, so you know, we can say, well, that's no problem. Okay, I'll give you that. But another little issue that popped up was, as beautiful as this pan is, it is a lot deeper. We're about a ½ inch deeper from here, so we're at like 3.5 inches deep to back here. The stock pan is 2¼ inch deep back here. If you've noticed, it'll have that little cutout or indentation. So that's part of the issue, where this will come up to about right here, and then this one, it's not quite fitting. I've tried a few different things, and it's just not, you know, clearance isn't bad, but it's still, the angles just aren't quite matching up to get it to fit right. So I'm gonna take this pan off and try to put the stocker back on and see if it fits. If it doesn't seem to fit any better, I'll put this one back on, and then use some flex pipe for right now. Went to AutoZone, found a piece of this 3-inch to you know, make the connection, because we really need to kind of connect it before we start up today. And I was trying to get all that kind of prep, get my headers set where I want them before I put some of the accessories back in. The big thing we need to do is put the starter back in, as you can see there. So trying to kind of tackle this first and get that set up. Thankfully our clearance here is pretty good. I forgot there's a little bit less mass here without the catalytic converter, so that'll be handy. Still pretty close here. Move one up, and it's, you know, it's really nice. I might wrap some of this with that that gold colored tape if it looks like it would be helpful. So I don't know, lots of ideas. So that's kind of our predicament. We're going to play around with that. Yeah, looking over here, it's like, well, you know, maybe it would work, but it just doesn't seem to quite get the angle, because that, you know, right side was fine, but the left angle trying to clear the bottom here was just all wonky. So I might try it one more time here. You know, it definitely is a little bit tricky, you know, loosening the header and getting all that to work. But, you know, hopefully if we get this right the first time, that's, you know, all we have to mess with it. So anywho, that's our news for today so far. But we're really close to put the drive shaft back in. A bunch of little stupid stuff. So if it's not start up today, maybe tomorrow afternoon. We'll see what happens. So stay safe out there, and we'll talk at you later. Alright everybody, so we got the driver's side off. Just playing around with that white pipe still. So I went ahead and took the time. I had marked from the top and the bottom where the drive shaft seemed to run. So I went ahead and tried to, and I might have done it the wrong way. We'll have to see, but I tried to give it a little indentation here. I took this little punch and then just kind of did it across like that. I probably should go up this way a little bit just to get a better angle. Give it, you know, a little bit more room for the drive shaft to move around there. So I probably will do that, but we'll show you the result if that helps. I don't think it needs to be real huge, but it just needs to be off, you know, off the steering shaft there. So we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, so we got our other pan off. slide over here. So as you can see, there is quite the difference between the two. And I really wanted to go with this pan since it was so deep. But like I said before, cutting into that exhaust, I'm going to put this one on here, see if that does the trick. I'm going to make sure that our filter is matched up the same for this. You know, there's a different depths of filter, so just going to make sure this one will work on it without pulling, you know, blocking the intake. So we definitely don't want to do that. So I'm just going to look at the other filter here, take a couple measurements, make sure we're good, and we'll see if it fits and solves our little exhaust issue. Alrighty, everybody, I said the same thing again. As you can see, we got that header back in, and we've actually got them all bolted down again. I'm not sure how many times I had these on and off. It's my first time playing with headers, so some things to learn. But I think you know, we're using ARP bolts, which should help. But got them on there. It looks pretty snug. Didn't crank them down real tight. Just trying to get the fitment correct, so that we can start it up either tonight or it's probably going to be tomorrow, I imagine. But anyways, just kind of explain what I did. The biggest thing for yesterday was just that the new oil pan, which was so pretty that I got from Trans Depot, it would not fit, or the yeah, see, it's even kind of touching just a smidge right there. But the white pipe on this setup would not fit around that new oil pan, or trans fluid pan, because that one was about excuse me, about an inch, about a half inch, quarter inch, half inch deeper all the way back. So there wasn't this little ledge. So, you know, when I mocked up this pipe, it was kind of angled down way like this. So definitely was going to be an issue. I thought about just leaving it and trying to fix the problem with some flex pipe, which, if need be, would have worked. You know, thankfully the auto parts store was open today. But after looking at it a little bit more and trying to think about it and squeaking on this thing, decided just to go ahead and switch pans. The filter was the same in here. It didn't have a deeper filter on it. So I think that'll work out good. We've got the aluminum radiator going in. We've got the trans cooler on the front, and we'll probably upgrade that in the future to a 40K. So the standard pan should not be an issue theoretically. So, but you can see the fitment's pretty well. You know, I took a little finagling and maneuvering to get everything just right. I kind of left this side with the Y pipe on, kind of set this as our standard first, had the bolts in over here, and then had this slid in place. It was definitely easier. You could just leave the trans mount out depending on how you have it lifted. I just had a thought. I don't think I put the magnet back in here. I'm going to kick myself if that's the truth, but that would be me. Let's go check this. That is not good. My stomach just hit the pits. Oh, well, we're going to find out. Oh, man. I wish I hadn't done that. Oh, rats. Yep. There it is. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. No. I mean, we could just leave it without this, but they do put these in there for a reason. I'm so discouraged. My hair went crazy. Look at that. Alright, so out of necessity, we get to try to take this pan off and see how it works. I think we're going to have to use the small ratchet, 13 millimeter. Oh, I am so unhappy about that. Anyways, well, I'm glad I'm talking because I probably wouldn't have found it until later, so you guys help me out in a sense. Oh, that's so aggravating. Oh, that is not going to be fun. Alright, well, now we get it because I have to disconnect all that again. Oh, I'm unhappy. I'm very unhappy. Alright, here comes the fun. Rats. Alright, catch up with you later.